to the Wright Perspective. We really going to meet, and that's what I want to give that into my podcast. And this is a no one is like a Wright Perspective sidebar. You know, I'm only 5 minutes more. And I want to talk about the Wright Perspective about this podcast is for people that have something about experience, how you know how you use them, and my experiences. So other people hear about it, and also they do it, I do it. Podcast, I'll take you over 5 minutes. We talk about drinks. And the reason why I have this conversation about drinks is because I have experienced last week or two. I had a dream about October 11, 2019. And it's kind of with me, I made a tip to drink my road dream now. The point is making dreams now. To do this, and the boy asked me, he said, wake up and he made on the he made one reason. And it's good to be right now. So then tell us what's happening. We're going to call me, so tell me the reason. I on the phone with them, God reminded me of the dream that I had 2 years ago, 2 that day. And I had opened up and read it and see what's going on. And I love that God loves to prepare his people. People never have his people unprepared for a situation. Now, the dreams are like a blueprint, how to handle certain situations. And you don't have to believe the dream or all dreams I'm saying every dream you have is from God. But when you know that it is, it's important to write down. It's straight after the Lord was talking to me. And I was able to find the dream. I think I found the person I looked at that dream. And I was like, oh my God, this dream is happening now. So I was able to pray and see God in ways that I should have because He's not already prepared us for this situation and dream. So I knew what not to do dreams. I knew how to handle certain things in it. So when it happened, I knew how to handle it. I was calm and relaxed in it. And I knew how to face God for it. And then in the dream continued. There's other parts of the dream. And when I got other phone calls from my family, I was this is part of the dream. And I knew how to handle it. I was calm and let up and how to go into it because I was the most dream that I had. This was time. This was faithful. Dreams and how to use those to prepare for what's coming. We see Daniel 2 and 8, but there is God in heaven that will see and make it known to the king that is never, but shall be in the days. Our dreams and the visions of our head upon our head. This is so that God builds His secrets to us in our dreams, and we must be prepared for them. And know to men, you see in Job 2:28, which is going to pass. After I pour out my spirit on all flesh, it was unfrozen myself, and the old man shall be dreams. The young man shall be the same thing Peter spoke about here. So God gives us those secret events in our dreams, and how we spirit of eyes to understand that God is preparing us for this. Sometimes you might have dreams to pray for the individual, or to fast over for the individual, and sometimes dreams are not always there to come past. To prepare them for you that so it won't happen. Also, everybody is who I tend my dreams to build it for somebody else to hear. Because even in the person in church, what we have to understand me, they say, this day, dream something you ate. And I always cover, I would go out in prayer and just see what's going on. And not be that time right now, but always conscious of what I do, who I tell, I dream because some dreams, no, I'm always for other years. Because they might get it wrong way. And you have to bring it wrong way. It's always important to go to God about the dream and about what's going on. Numbers 12, this says, he said, hear down my words, did they follow you? I, Lord, I shall unto him in a vision, and will speak to him in dreams. So get conscious of, well, how are you in actual dreams and spiritual life? Are your dreams and visions that you are targeted for, are your visions for something else? You have a understanding of certain things, how to activate, how to walk in it. Those dreams are just one your gate and story whether you do it. Also want you to wake up to write the dream down, so it won't get twisted or so it won't forget. But be prepared if you are a dreamer, like Joseph and others who are a dreamer. You know, sometimes you get a dream come past. I have experienced some of my dreams that, you know, I see something from the past, but something else to see. You know, not thunder, I got bushel. Because it's like, if I can't pass your dream, running back in my life, maybe 10, 15 years old, I can't pass. So I would just full dreams and people, and you that God wants you to do any dream. But also, by Ecclesiastes 5 and 7 says, but no two dream and many words, God never strategy, so fear our God. And this one really gets in the English standard version. It says, or when lose increase and words were made, their intensity. But God is the only one you must hear. So also, be wise if anyone is not good. God is the only one you must be trust in the all must be always in the